Hello, this is Dr. Irabo. So in this video, we're going to be talking about web scraping. So as you know, there is actually a lot of data that are now available on the web. So they may not all be available in a particular format that we want it, or maybe in a spreadsheet form, but the process in which data is being extracted from a website is called web scraping. So that is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So first, we're going to talk about HTML. So HTML represents hypertext markup language, and the web data are mostly available as HTML. So this is an example of an HTML here. So this is an HTML of a web page. So you can see it's in coded. So there are some codes, so you can actually see some information about the web page in it, but they are kind of like surrounded by all these codes. So, and actually you can actually view the HTML of any website by, if you are on a PC, you can press Ctrl U and it will show you the HTML. Or if you're on a Mac, you can press Command plus Alt and then U, and then it will show you the HTML. So one can download the HTML and import it into R and then use some code to extract information about it. So, and then we're going to actually talk about those code and packages necessary. So the package that we use for web scraping is the harvest package. The harvest package, and it helps in processing and manipulating of HTML, and you can actually load it. When you load it, so there are several functions in the harvest package. One of them is the read_HTML, then you put in the URL of the website that you want to scrape data from. So this is used to read HTML from URL. So if you recall, we just talked about importing with reader, and we talk about read underscore something depending on how the data is in. So this is also one way like of reading or importing the website. So another function is the HTML_node. This is used to extract the node. Then we have the HTML_text. And so this is used to define the downloaded web page. So we can see the text that is in the downloaded web page. And then we have the HTML table, which converts the HTML table into data frame. And there are also several other functions of the harvest package. So CSS selector, so you can see the HTML, like it's covered by a lot of code. So a more general approach for extracting information from the web is by the use of CSS selector. Actually, the CSS stands for cascading style sheets. So it actually helps to like, so the CSS, it makes the website attractive by defining style for each element. And in this situation, if the selector is known, the HTML_node function can be used to extract it. So if the selector is known, but most time it's not very easy to determine the selector. So there is actually a open source software that can help to determine the CSS selector, and that's called the selector gadget. So it's open source software and it's very easy to install it. So it's helps to determine the CSS selector needed to extract specific components of a web page. So actually, you can actually just Google selector gadget and then add it to Chrome. So it's very easy to install. So the selector gadget, so here is an example of what it looks like. So once you install it, you will find it on top of your web page. So once I click on that app, the app, it will open a box. So initially it will be empty. The box will be empty at the bottom right here. And then if you now click on the page element that you are interested in, that page element will turn green and other similar elements will turn yellow. Then it will now give you the CSS selector that you can eventually use to extract those components. So eventually in the next video, I'm going to show an example of how this is used. So another one is the JSON, which represents the JavaScript object notation. So it's a widely used format for sharing data on the internet. And the package that is used with this is the JSON Lite. So one of the function, actually the function that you can use to download this is the from JSON. So once you have already extracted the data from the web, sometimes you may actually need to wangle this the screen scrape data. So in chapter 24 of the textbook, you will see about string processing, which is like the package is used a string R package, which is also part of tidyverse. So some of the function is string str underscore remove, which is used to remove something, and then str underscore replace, which is used to replace something. So then actually in the next example that I'm going to be doing in the next video, we're going to actually go through some of these examples. So this helps with, can also help with wangling or kind of like tidying up the script data. So in the next video, I'm going to be walking you through this example to actually see what goes on here. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. God's blessings.